Saudi Arabia signed a memorandum of understanding with tech giant Huawei during a visit by Chinese President Xi Jinping to the country. The deal was part of a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement King Salman signed with Xi Jinping, who received a lavish welcome in a country forging new global partnerships beyond the West. Could this bring the Chinese giant back amidst US sanctions? Is this going to be Huawei's breakthrough, given the fact that TSMC plans to establish itself in Europe? That's what we will cover in this video. Keep watching until the end, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell to be notified whenever we post something new. Saudi Arabia and China signed strategic agreements during the Chinese president's visit to Riyadh, raising the level of relations between the two countries. The most notable was a deal with the Chinese technology behemoth Huawei, which is subject to US sanctions. The Biden administration has prohibited the approval of new telecommunications equipment from China's Huawei Technologies and ZTE, citing an unacceptable risk to US national security. The US Federal Communications Commission announced the adoption of final rules that prohibit the sale or import of surveillance equipment manufactured by China's Dahua Technology, video surveillance firm Hangzhou Hikvision Digital Technology, and telecoms firm Hitera Communications. The move is the latest in Washington's crackdown on Chinese tech behemoths, amid concerns that Beijing may use Chinese tech firms to spy on Americans. These new rules are an important part of our ongoing efforts to protect the American people from national security threats involving telecommunications, said FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel. However, the company appears to be recovering from the sanctions. On December 30, Huawei announced that it had exited the crisis status that it had entered in response to US sanctions enacted against it in 2019. The United States government, led by Donald Trump, had planned to outlaw them by 2019. This ban prevented the technology firm from doing business with any American company. This included the use of technologies developed in the United States. The telecom behemoth expected total sales to reach $91.8 billion in 2022, roughly the same as total revenue in 2021. The company expects its revenue to remain flat in 2022. They clarified the impact of US sanctions on its business, which has finally come to a halt. Despite ongoing US restrictions becoming the new normal, 2023 will be Huawei's first year of a return to normal operations, Huawei's rotating chairman Eric Xu said in an annual New Year's message to employees. Xu revealed that Huawei's telecom infrastructure business continued to grow steadily in 2022, while its digital power and cloud units expanded rapidly. The company's slight growth was estimated at 0.02%. Huawei's rotating R&D chairman, Eric Xu, revealed this figure. The information was included in Huawei's annual New Year's letter. However, these new business units are insufficient to offset the losses caused by US sanctions, with the Shenzhen-based tech giant still a long way from reaching its record annual sales total of $120 billion, which it hopes to achieve in 2020. Xu also stated that the company's top priorities in 2023 will be to maintain a high level of investment, as well as to ensure product and service quality under the sanctions. According to the details of the end-of-year letter, Huawei may now have stable revenue. However, its current revenue is still far below what the company earned in 2019. Before the United States government imposed sanctions, Huawei reported a record-breaking $122 billion in revenue. At the time, the company had some of the most popular Android smartphones on the market, and the company was on track to be the world's smartphone market leader. Now, joining forces with Saudi Arabia could bring more stability and make the US sanctions against them ineffective. A memorandum of understanding was signed with the Chinese company Huawei for cloud computing technology and the construction of high-tech complexes in Saudi cities. This occurred despite US and allied concerns about potential security risks in using the Chinese company's technology, which was involved in the establishment of fifth-generation networks in the majority of Gulf countries. Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz signed a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement with Chinese President Xi Jinping, who was greeted warmly in a country forging new global partnerships that go far beyond the West. According to the Saudi energy minister, Riyadh will continue to be China's reliable partner in the energy sector, and the two countries will strengthen cooperation in energy supply chains by establishing a regional hub in the kingdom for Chinese factories. According to the Saudi press agency, SPA, 34 investment agreements between Chinese and Saudi companies have been signed in clean energy, information technology, cloud computing services, transportation, construction, and other sectors. The agency did not provide financial details for the transactions, but had previously stated that the two countries would sign preliminary agreements worth $30 billion. Tang Qianbo, a Middle East specialist at the China Institutes of Contemporary International Relations, a Chinese government-affiliated think tank, predicted that the visit would result in increased energy cooperation. SPA also stated that the signed agreements include a petrochemical project, the development of housing projects, and the teaching of languages, but did not elaborate on their content or financial value. According to a recent report, China is promoting its digital and security firms in Qatar and Saudi Arabia. In the midst of the West imposing restrictions on China's technology for fear of surveillance and other security issues, Beijing is attempting to increase the engagement of its digital and security firms with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and others. Qatar's Ministry of Interior is now offering CCTV surveillance markets to China. Hikvision and Davua are two well-known Chinese CCTV video surveillance companies that have been active in the Qatari CCTV surveillance system since 2016. According to the publication, Qatar's Ministry of Interior recently sought to bid for face recognition technology-enabled CCTV systems, and this process appears to be a formal procedure because China's Hikvision has already introduced this technology to Qatar. The Hangzhou Hikvision Digital Technology Company, a subsidiary of China Electronics Technology Corporation, is bidding for the Intelligent Traffic Management System, which will upgrade the overall traffic architecture at a price of 18 million Saudi riyals. The Chinese firm also provides video surveillance equipment for both civil and military use. Even the recent visit of China's President Xi Jinping caught global attention for the signing of several strategic deals, including with the tech giant Huawei. The Huawei Technologies deal is related to cloud computing, data centers, and building high-tech complexes in Saudi cities. The Saudi media estimate that the value of the agreements signed totals about $30 billion. The China-Saudi deal comes in the wake of the US recently imposing a ban on approvals of new telecommunications equipment from China's Huawei Technologies and ZTE, citing national security risks, and despite Washington's advice to Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states not to be tempted by the commercial carrot offered by Beijing. Around the globe, evidence has been found in the security flaws and vulnerabilities of Chinese products, which are easy for hackers to take control of, operate remotely, and use to spy and garner intrusive information on the nation's civilians and infrastructure. However, countries in the Middle East are apparently ignoring these warnings. While the West and Europe are banning Chinese digital equipment out of fear of national security threats and data breaches, Middle Eastern countries are knowingly accepting them due to the urgency of developing digital infrastructure and in fear of losing investment from China if its digital companies are not allowed. However, how long the goodwill can last without a breach of data and penetration in these users' systems remains to be seen, as China is known for strategically exploiting client countries' vulnerabilities. Is this memorandum of understanding Huawei's best agreement for the company and country's success? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. And that's where we wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Don't forget to turn on the bell notification feature to stay current. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.